Oh, some of you guys are on here. Okay. Hello for those of you on the Zoom. Okay, okay, I gotta bring Dusty in here. Bear with me, guys, because I can't hear you. Okay, there's Dusty. Move to panelist. Allow to talk, and there's Krystel, and I'm gonna move her, and I see Edith is on too. There's Dusty. Okie dokie. Awesome, awesome. Okay, let me see if I unmute, and then I can unmute both of you. Okay, so both of you ladies are unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Super cool, ladies. Okay, are we ready for this?
Yeah.
This is gonna be
always up for something new.
I know, exactly. Absolutely. Okay.
I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
You're gonna do great.
You're gonna do great, Krystel.
Yes, you
Okay.
are.
Thanks for the encouragement. I need it.
Betcha. Everybody's gonna be super excited to listen to you. So don't you worry. Like I told you, don't worry if you go over 5 minutes. Just keep it real, keep it yourself. We're not on any script or anything here, okay? So you just talk from your heart, and I'll try to help you like I told you. And I'll look at the comments, and so that way you just talk and you do your thing, and then if there's any questions and stuff, I'll at the end when you're done, then I'll let you know about those, okay?
Okay. I did kind of write down, I made like a little timeline so I can make sure that I stay on track here.
Okay, sounds wonderful. I love it, Krystel. All right, okay. What I'm gonna do, guys, is we've got Edith she's on here too, but she's not, we can't see her, she can see us and she can hear us. So we can talk all we want about Edith and she can't say anything. No. She's probably sending me a really bad message right now. But she's on the Zoom and she's going to do it on Facebook Live too, so that'll be cool. So, all right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead. Let's live on Facebook. So, you both should be able to control your mute if you want to at any time. I think you guys can mute and unmute yourself. So you guys can do that at any time. You can stay unmuted the whole time. This is just a simple live, okay? And then I'll, Edith is messaging me. And then I will, yeah, we'll figure this out as we go. Okay, sound good, guys? All right, here we go. Okay. Okay, I'm bringing up Facebook. And we're going to go to our group. And Dream Team page. Okay, and we're going to go live. And we're right on time.
Yay!
I know. And then I will get Facebook.
Oh, it just popped up on my, it says webinar is now streaming live on Facebook.
Okay, perfect. As soon as it brings up on my end, then I will turn down that mute too.
It just popped up on my, it says webinar is now streaming live on Facebook.
Okay. Awesome. Bear with us, guys, while we get started. Hang on.
I see it.
Okay. Awesome. I got it on here too. Perfect. Okay, as soon as it comes up, I'll click this so we can get, okay, awesome. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm back to you guys. So we are live. Yay. Okay, and I can see everybody's comments. Hello, Lisa. Woohoo. Awesome. We did it, you guys. Yay. Success. See anybody get live. Yay. Okay, and I can see everybody's comments. Hello, Lisa. Okay, why is it doing that? Okay, are we good now?
I think that was my fault.
Okay, no worries. Hello, Martin. Okay. Oh, this is crazy. Like I said, if we can do this, anybody can do this technology stuff, you guys. It just took a little bit to figure out. So, well, welcome. And we're super excited to start this training tonight for you guys. I think this is going to be just really amazing. The feedback I've had from you guys, super excited about, because I just feel this will be something easy And I'm excited for the testimonies we're going to have to bring you guys to help build your belief and really see what these products and this business are doing for people. And so I thought, what better of an opportunity, because we have so many newbies that have been joining us, and just really a whole lot of ambassadors on this team. It's going crazy. So super, super blessed for that. So I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity to start our first one off with my sponsor, who happens to be my best friend too, Dusty Duncan. She's a Sapphire. So for those of you who don't know, we get to hear from her tonight. So I'm really excited. And a little bit about Dusty, some things I wanted to share with you guys, because this is such a big deal when I look back and think about this business and how Dusty and I got started. And we both have been in this for 5 years now. But like I said, Dusty and I grew up together. We went to the same preschool together. Our moms worked at the preschool with us. So Dusty and I literally have grown up together. We were only kids, both her and I. So we pretty much were sisters growing up. So we both were very blessed with that. We went to college together too after high school. So when we started this business, the reason I tell you guys that is because literally when Dusty and I first started Plexus, I think, Dusty, we had 400 friends and 398 of them were mutual. So we knew people. It was from our same high school, our same town, and Dusty and my husband are related. So yes, with the same family pretty much too. And then, of course, we go to college. We have the same college friends. And so the reason I mention that is because we get asked that a lot. How in the world did you guys do this and both of you be so successful to get to almost the top of this company with having mutual friends and just knowing the same people? And another thing about Dusty, you guys, is some of you wouldn't know because she doesn't show it a lot, but she is a very complete introvert. So she keeps to herself. She was very shy in school. Dusty and I complimented each other very well growing up as best friends because we are a lot alike, but we are a lot different. So we helped each other out. She helped keep me quiet and I helped rowdy her up when needed to be. So I know she'll always thank me for that. But for this business, you guys, when Dusty called me 5 years ago, we just decided, we realized the opportunity. We just worked hard, put our blinders on and went. And so it has just been so amazing to see so many other people join us, that a lot of you guys are on here tonight. So I'm watching the comments over here on the iPad. So one fun thing we're going to do, we're going to get started because we have so much to share with you guys tonight. And I have some questions that I'm going to ask Dusty that I want her to share with us tonight. But first, Dusty, would you like to say anything before we get started on the questions?
Well, I just like to say thank you for having me, letting me pop on here and share with everybody. You guys are abundantly blessed with an amazing leader in Jeannie. A big part of my success comes from her. I know she probably wouldn't say that, but it is, and I am blessed to have her, blessed to have so many people in this team that do this with me. But you know what, I'm just in awe of what has happened over the last 5 years. And like Jeannie said, I think we've complimented each other over the years because she brought me out of my shell, and maybe I might have been able to reel her back a couple of times over the years. But guys, it's like she said, we had a ton of friends in common, and so that was some of the stuff that we had to go through in our journey. But guess what? She's still my best friend. I still love her. I think she still loves me over the years. We've been able to battle a lot of things together and celebrate each other's wins and successes together.
Yep. I love that, Dusty. Absolutely. Yes, I still love you a bunch. You know that. So yes, every day. Okay. Well, let's get started, you guys, because we have some big questions for Dusty, and then we have Krystel, who's on with us, that you see in the bottom, that it has an amazing testimony to share. So, okay, Dusty, here we go. Dusty, question number one. I feel like I'm like on Jeopardy or something. Okay, the biggest question that I know I get for you a lot is, how did Dusty Duncan grow a business to be one rank from the top as an introvert?
Oh, it's such a big question, and you can go about 50 different directions in this, but it all stemmed down to one thing. I wanted it, and I was not going to let anything stop me from it. Was it scary? Hell yeah, it was scary, y'all. Jeannie's right. I am a big introvert. I didn't know how to speak to people very well. I let a lot of fears hold me back over the years. Seriously, just so many things I was staring me in the face to make me not be successful in the business if I really look back on it. So the biggest thing that I can tell you is that I wanted it. I was driven to be a stay-at-home mom. I was driven to spend more time with my kids. I wanted nothing more than more time with my husband, and I was willing to walk through hell and fire to get it. I was sick to death of always having to go to somebody else to find out if I could be with my family. I was sick to death of going to somebody else to see if I could get a raise so I could support my family more. Yes, my husband had a good job, but there was never enough. It was just never enough, and we wanted more out of life. And when somebody told me at my work that they were going to fire me after 11 years of consistency, hard work, dedication, and giving myself to them, I knew right then and there wasn't anybody in this world that was going to give me what I wanted for my family and what I wanted out of my family and for my family. And so when Tammy introduced me to Plexus, it was like she kept saying, this could be that avenue for you to be successful. That could get you to where you want to be, to get more time with your husband, to get more time with the boys. And it was just like, all these obstacles. Tammy, you really don't know me. You don't know what goes on up here. There's a lot of crazy up here because I was so shy and I was letting fear hold me back. And so whenever that job told me that they were going to let me go, and I was thinking, oh my God, what am I going to tell Derek and the kids? It was like a light bulb moment. She had planted that seed. I had quickly fallen in love with the product. Seriously, within a week, I was in love with the products. Within 2 weeks, I had a bigger, greater love for the products. And I thought, well, you know what? She said the business was every good as the products. The only hurdle I have is to get over all your fears and worries to make this work. But like I said, I was going to walk through hell and the fire to make it happen. And so the biggest thing for me was consistency. I decided at day one that when I made that first Facebook post to share with everybody what I did, which was scary, by the way, very scary, because I thought, oh, people are going to say things about me. They're going to talk about me. They're going to say, oh, God, she's selling something. I mean, the list was long. But whenever the first few people did chime in, it built my belief even greater. Tammy had told me that she believed in me, and all my life, I'd really never had anybody tell me that. And so that fed into me to have somebody say, I believe in you. Why can't you just get over your fears and get what you want, right? So it was consistency of posting on Facebook. It was consistency of teaching myself how to talk to people and be better at it every single time. It was consistency with daily action of reaching out and answering people's questions, reaching out and asking people to join me. Even going to Jeannie, I had a fear of her going, are you crazy? I think she probably thought that the same way I thought about Tammy when she came to me, but I knew if anybody, Jeannie would at least try the products and she would come back with me with an honest answer. Right. So I knew that much, but it was still scary to go to somebody that I trusted and loved and care about, to think, oh, what if she thinks bad of me? This is me even thinking this to my best friend, right? But the fears were starting to go out the door every time I was being consistent with posting on Facebook, reaching out and following up. But then, guess what? One of the biggest ways I built my business is from meetings, individual in-person meetings. And I know a lot of you are kind of backing up going, I'm not going to do that. Here's the thing. If I can do it, anybody can do it. The first few meetings I did not do on my own. I had Tammy, who drove down to Texas with me to my very first one, to some people that I knew down there, and we did a meeting. And when I say we, she talked, and I held up signs like Vanna White, okay? And I had a sign like in front of my face because I didn't want people looking at me, right? I was hiding behind the sign. and switching them out, right? But those right there, Tammy did like 2 or 3 with me. And then I called her and I said, okay, I've got another one scheduled. And she said, I'm busy. Y'all, that freaked me out. And she said, it's sink or swim time. How bad do you want it? And remember, I already drew my line in the sand and I said, I want it bad. I want my family. See, the biggest thing there was my why was massive. My family's everything to me, and I wanted my boys to not see me fail. And I was willing to put years into this. And here I am 5 years later, but put years into this to get what I wanted. And so I went out and started doing these meetings on my own. And they were in front of just a few people, 5, 10, 15, 20 people max. And then I remember Jeannie saying, hey, you want to come out here? I'm like, yeah, I'll come out there. Thinking I made it all about her. I'm going to help her, right? And I can remember getting on the plane and thinking, whoo, holy shit. I'm fixing to get on a plane, which I'd never done by myself before, get in a car, drive through Phoenix and down to Wilcox and talk to people I'd never seen or whatever before. And then I had some other people out there that had contacted me that wanted meetings too. So I set up this like week-long adventure, right, where every single day we had a meeting. And I think the first meeting we had in Wilcox, there was like maybe 10, 15 people. And then we went to Globe and there was like 20 or 25. And then I went to like Heber and there was like 20 or 30. And then we went back down to Mesa. Y'all, there was like 150 or 200 people that walked into this room. And I can remember looking at Jeannie going, oh my God. Guys, I was standing up there nearly in tears. So I'm thinking, I've talked to 20 people, 30 people max. Here I am about to step in front of like 150, 250 people. Jeannie's videoing me and I'm thinking, I'm going to faint. You know, she's going to have this on camera. But guys, I tell you this to let you know that my story was not one without fear, scared. And if you think I knew everything, you're crazy. I learned so much by doing. In that meeting of all those people in Mesa, Jeannie probably remembers this, I had a woman, it was a nurse, stand up and ask me a question that I did not know the answer to because I didn't know everything. I really didn't. I had a passion for the products and I knew a little bit about each and every one and I told my testimony and I had people set up to give their testimonies, right? But she asked this big scientific question. And inside I'm thinking, what? Why would you even ask me that? Who thinks of that? You know, at this point, you know, I was too stupid to know that there was so many other people out there that was smarter than me. I shouldn't say that I wasn't too stupid to know. I know there's lots of other people out there smarter than me, but it was like that question came to me and I just remember taking a deep breath and telling her, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. But if you leave me your name and your email address, I'll find out the answer and I will get it to you by morning. And I remember her just having this calmness over her face. And it was like, okay, cool. She was satisfied with that answer. Well, within seconds, somebody else that was in our Plexus family stood up and said, you know what, Dusty, I know the answer to that. It was a male ambassador, and he actually knew the science behind a question she asked in the BioCleanse. And he answered it. But after that meeting, that woman came up to me and said, I am thankful for you being honest. You could have made up something. I'm not going to make up anything. I'm not scientific, you know. But she said, you could have made something up to make yourself look good in this room. But instead, you were honest, said you didn't know, but you'd find out the answer. That resonated with a lot of people in that room and that woman. And I remember thinking, hey, I didn't die. I was honest with her and I told her I didn't know. But every time I did those meetings, I got better. People in those meetings didn't know if it was a crappy meeting or not because they'd never been to one before. And I had so much passion and love for the people that were in that room. That's what I was giving to them. And they were giving that back to me. So growing my business, it was about consistency with Facebook, consistency with meetings. We didn't have PJ parties. We didn't have 7-day challenges. We didn't even have like a 21-day challenge like what's going on right now and other things. You know, we didn't have that kind of stuff. What we had was us, testimonies, a love of the products, and the ability to get in the car and go down the road and do a meeting if we wanted to. We didn't even have Zoom.
No.
We didn't have any of this wonderful technology that you guys have now to grow these businesses. What we had was a desire and a want.
Right.
And I can remember after a lot of those meetings, that one in Phoenix in particular, after everybody left, I went up to my hotel room. I think Jeannie went back to Wilcox after that. And I can remember crying myself to sleep, not because it was an awful experience, but because it was like, I can't believe I just did that. People didn't understand that the fear inside of me was just massive. I just didn't let it show because my why was in front of me the whole time. And I felt like I am there to help Jeannie. I am there to help the other ambassadors that I had flown out for. And I had so much love and want for their success that I was willing to throw myself to the wolves, sort of for lack of a better word, throw myself to the wolves and do things that scared the crap out of me. Because every time I did something that scared me, we had success and we grew. And so for those of you that might be on here tonight thinking, I can't do what you did, don't make it about you. Make it about somebody else, because it's the only way I was ever able to do it. I made it about Jeannie. I made it about my boys. I made it about my husband. I made it about what we wanted for our family. And it was just like, take yourself out of the equation, Dusty. You're just one body. And if you can open up your mouth and within 20 seconds get a few words to come out, the rest come out easier. So it was consistency, dedication, and not giving up on how I built that business. And I was blessed to have amazing women like Jeannie and several others. I think at the time I had 12 level ones that were building with me. And some of them were able to run. Others were able to do a little here and there. But if I could run twice or 3 times faster than them to keep up with all of them, there was massive things going on there. If there was momentum, I ran with it. So is that helpful?
It's awesome, Dusty. I love it. It brought back so many memories. I love Kirsten Flummerfelt. She said she was in Mesa, which it's so awesome because we have so many ambassadors that were there that are still with us and remember that meeting in Phoenix. And Serena brought up a point, thank you, Serena, that I totally forgot I was going to mention, that she says, and she has a video of you talking in front of 12,000 people. And that was something I was going to bring up, that this introvert, you guys, that lived on a little ranch south of Payson, where her and I grew up, got to speak at convention 2 years ago in Las Vegas. On the big, she got to represent all of the Sapphires, and I was just a blubbering mess. But so my video did not turn out. But Dusty got to speak in front of 12,000 people, and that was just an amazing moment for her. So going from 10 people and 20 people and talking, and then looking at that opportunity of 12,000. Incredible, Dusty. We are just super, super proud of you. Yes, she rocked it, Marson said. So I love the comments, you guys. Keep them coming. I love it. Okay, Dusty, question 2. Because I know you and I have talked about some of them. We've all had struggles. What struggles have you had and experienced along your journey so far?
Okay, so everybody likes to see the success, and the success is the fun part to talk about. But during those years, I'm still 5 years growing, there has been lots of struggles. And I'm not one to complain and talk about them often, because if I start complaining and talk about them to everybody on the team, you might go thinking, oh, why would I want to do this? But here's the thing, without struggle, there can't be growth. That's the one thing that I learned. The struggles for me, some of the biggest ones were fear, obviously, but we already talked about that and facing those. But then the struggles of people telling me no, people not believing in me, people did talk about me, people did say, she's not going to make this work. People did say, you're selling snake oil. One of them being my family member, my mother. She was a very non-supporter in the beginning of this. I had a grandmother that told me I was going to hurt people and make them sick. And that was hurtful for me, because I wouldn't hurt a fly. If anybody that really knows me and knows my heart, I would not hurt anybody. I'd cut my right arm off and give it to somebody that I thought needed it more than me. So those struggles of people not believing in me and speaking ill to me, that did get to me a little bit. But I flipped it around. I thought, well, I can either let this get to me and I can quit, or I can prove I'm wrong. And I'm just hard-headed enough to have flipped it around and said, I'm going to prove every one of those people, every one of those naysayers wrong. I'm going to make this work because I want it. I'm sick of checking in for somebody else to write my paycheck. And there was struggles of team members that would come on and be excited and then leave. I had to learn how to deal with attrition. I can remember when it first started to happen in a big way, I was like, what the heck? I had poured into these people. I had traveled thousands of miles. I had done things that I'd never done. I'm thinking, why are they leaving me? I gave everything to them of myself. Well, I had to learn that attrition's normal. People leave for the oddest reasons, sometimes for reasons they can't explain, sometimes for reasons because they're not willing to grow, and for sometimes reasons they just found out that it wasn't for them. Mm-hmm. And so that struggle was real for me, to learn how that I couldn't control people. The only person that I could control was myself. I could control my activity, what I did daily, who I poured into, who I was constantly reaching out and prospecting, but I couldn't make the other person do it. And that was really hard for me. I'm like, just do it. You know, my why was that strong. So the struggle of learning that you can't control other people and make them do it if they don't want to was really big for me. Actually, it was really big. And the struggle of, you know, family members and people talking ill about me. So that's just a normal part of this. And 5 years later, I still run into people that say, are you still successful in this? Well, yeah, me and my husband are still home, right? I mean, how can you fake that? You know, I mean, this is our sole income, and it's what makes me work so hard to keep it there. So there was lots of struggle, lots of learning how to be away from my family during my biggest growth spurts. That was a struggle for me. And the struggle of balance, keeping it balanced now. In this kind of a business, it gets out of balance every now and again when you have momentum and you have to be with the team when they're growing. But then as momentum kind of tapers off and levels out, you got to learn to balance it. So that was a struggle for me to learn how to balance work time and family time, because it did for a long time for me, got out of balance. And I don't want that for people. I wanted my family, and I wasn't balancing it good. So over the last couple of years, I've really worked very hard to find balance. So that was a struggle for me.
Yeah, totally, Dusty. I can so relate. And I know how many nights you that doing the same thing. It's all learning, Dusty, and we have those hard struggles to get to where we are. So you and I know that. So great, Dust. And yeah, everybody, I don't know if you're reading the comments, Dusty, but just lots of good comments for you. Let's go on to the next question, because I don't want to miss anything that you have to say. Okay, so personal growth. We of course know, Dusty, everybody knows my story about you told me I had to do this personal growth thing and read, and I never read. But Dusty said, Jeannie, you have to do this. You have to. I thought, okay, Dusty, but wow, am I ever thankful, Dusty, that I listened to you finally and decided, because now I can't put books down. I can't stop reading. I can't, my husband does personal growth and development with me. The best thing I've ever done. So for you, where has personal growth been in your journey? How has that affected your business, your personal life, all of that?
Every ounce of the way, personal growth was number one. I don't think I really understood it in the beginning. I knew that I had to gather knowledge. I knew I had to keep pushing myself forward. And, I'm not speaking ill of Tammy here at all, but she doesn't have time because she's busy. She has a team. She doesn't have time to constantly be picking me up. She doesn't have to have time to say, Dusty, how do I push you through this? Dusty had to learn how to push herself through this. This is one of the biggest things from listening to tapes and seminars. I've attended like some mastermind events and different things. When you go to those mastermind events and read these different books written by top network marketers in the world of the industry, 100%, it was a very top earner of the whole world. I just lost his name, but anyways, he was doing a seminar there, and he said, you can't you can't have somebody dragging you along. You have to dive in. This is like 90% personal growth with a paycheck attached to it. And it was like, if you're not reading a book a month or $2 a month and growing your level of leadership, growing through fears, growing through how to help people grow through their own fears, you're not going to go anywhere. And so I don't think if I wouldn't have dove into personal development, it wouldn't have got me through my heaviest attrition time. It wouldn't have got me through how to help lift other people up. It wouldn't have got me through learning how to communicate with people, because guys, I had to learn everything. I wasn't a bubbly extrovert that just loved to talk to everybody, because it wasn't born in me. Jeannie was blessed with that. Oh my God, she was so blessed with that. But not everybody's blessed with that. So you have to work at those things that aren't so natural to you. And you don't have to work at everything that's unnatural to you, but you got to learn how to talk to people, and you got to learn how to shut up when it's time and listen to people. But you got to know how to educate people on different things. And so personal development has helped me huge in this business. I couldn't be where I am today without it. But it's helped me in my family, learning how to communicate with my husband more, learning how to communicate with my kids more. Guys, I've gave personal development books to my kids when they get roadblocks, and it's pushed them through things. Because here's the thing. I can tell you guys all day long to do something, but you might be like my kids. Oh, Dusty said it, whatever. But if you read it yourself or somebody else tells you, have you ever done that with your kids? You tell them something, they're like, yeah, whatever, Mom.
Yep.
And then they're like, you know what, Aunt Jeannie called me and she said this. I'm like, well, heck, I just told you that last week, but whatever. I don't know anything, but Aunt Jeannie knows everything, right? So sometimes I had to learn that sometimes the team's that way. They don't want to take it from you because they're just like, oh, I hear from her all the time. So by giving it from other people or reading it on your own, those aha moments come. So personal development is key in all of it.
Yep, I agree, Dusty. We and you and I learned that, what is it, 90%, 93%, 95%, or whatever it is of this business is personal growth and development. The rest is products. And the products that we have sell themselves. We don't have to do anything. 60-day money back guarantee. So it's personal growth and development. Absolutely. Okay, great, Dust. So I would love to know who taught you what to do and how to be able to get out there and share.
So I was blessed to have Tammy, and I was blessed to have Lori Harrison. Lori Harrison told us a little bit about the product. She's the one that gave us the gut health information. If it wasn't for her to give us just a little bit of information and give us direction on where to go study about it, I wouldn't be where I am today. If it wasn't for Tammy giving me tips on how to host a meeting and the fact that she said, I believe in you, that was a big part of it. But everything else came from, I wanted to learn. I wanted to be better. I watched the videos. I educated myself on gut health. I threw myself into action. Those meetings, phone calls, everything. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I could learn. I knew I wasn't stupid. And so I educated myself for the most part. Yes, I don't want to take anything away from Tammy or Lori because they did give me that. But I will tell you, if I didn't throw myself into self-education and learning myself and teaching it, the minute I learned it, I taught it. I put it in the team page, or I sent out a message to somebody. The quickest way to learn something is to teach it. And so I taught myself. And then I did, like I said, I dove into personal development, listened to other leaders in the company to find out what they did to grow a team. So it was big part myself, big part learning from other people.
Right, I agree, Dusty. Totally what I did. Okay. So last questions for you, Dusty, because I know our amazing listeners that are all on here and commenting would love to know what advice you have for, say, the brand new ambassadors. I'm a new ambassador. What advice do you have for me, Dusty, just starting out in this business?
Consistency. Don't give up. I don't care if it takes you 5 or 10 years in this business to do it. Do it. Make a decision. Make your why bigger than anything you could ever want. But your why has to have feeling attached to it. If I didn't have feeling attached to my kids and my husband, you know, it may not have pushed me as much. If I didn't have feelings attached to Jeannie and some other members on my team, it probably wouldn't have pushed me to do it so much. So consistency and having a massive why And don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. And if they do, prove them wrong.
Right.
And do the action. When you learn something, when Jeannie teaches you something, or the other leaders on this amazing team teach you to do it, go out and put it into play. Don't wait around. Don't have notebooks filled with notes and not do anything with it. The best advice I can give you is the minute you learn something, turn around and give it to somebody else. And do not wait around for somebody else to do it for you. Do not.
Amen. That's what I got for that one, Dusty. Okay. Wow, that was good. And then one more, because we've got so many ambassadors that have been here with us, so what advice do you have for the ambassadors that have been with you and I for months, for years? What advice do you have for them, Dust, tonight?
Take a look at yourself where you're at and be real with yourself. If you're not where you want to be, if you're where you want to be and you're happy, then more power to you. Because we learn in this business that some people are happy with silver and gold and senior gold. They've earned the money that they want to earn, and that's where they are. But if you're listening here tonight and you've been with us months or years and you're really not happy with where you're at, ask yourself the hard questions. I can't ask you those questions. You have to ask yourself the questions and answer properly of, what am I not doing consistently? Am I not pouring into my team? Do I not have a team that want to work? Okay. Go find some more that want to. Sometimes that's the hardest hurdle that we can get over as leaders. We bring people on and we think, oh, we've done this. Here we are. Now keep doing it. Well, they may not want to do it, but you got to keep going. Guys, if there's any piece of advice I could give you that you've been in this for a long period of time, this is a numbers game. It's like a deck of cards, and there's only 4 aces in those deck of cards. And if you keep flipping those cards over long enough, you'll get somebody like Jeannie. You'll get somebody like Jimmy and Libby and Serena and Mandy. And there's a lot of people on here that I'm going to miss. So please don't take this. If I didn't mention your name, don't take it in a bad way, okay? Just know that it's like a deck of cards, and you have to flip those cards until you find those aces. Guys, I'm 5 years into this. I am still flipping cards. I've been blessed to find a lot of aces. I've been blessed to find a lot of people that are just happy with being silver or happy with being gold, and that's all they want. And no matter what I do, I can't make them do it. So be consistent, be the rock star you want to be. And if you're not happy with where you are, find out, what am I not doing? Am I not pouring into my team enough? Am I not personally recruiting enough?
I agree. Dusty, amazing advice, you guys. Yeah, keep flipping those cards, Edith. That's right. And they all love you, Dusty, too, by the way, if you haven't seen the comments yet. So, Dusty, amazing advice. You guys, I mean, we are blessed with the best. And so that's why this team is so successful, because we have some amazing leadership. So thank you, Dusty, for your time tonight and just for pouring your heart out and going through all this. I love it, because it's something that all of us continually need to hear, need to think back on, of how we started this business, if we've been in this a while, what we did, just personal growth development, never giving up, consistency, all of that. It's stuff we've all heard, but we need to continue to hear. So thank you, Dusty, for your time tonight on that.
Thank you, guys. And thank you all for everything that you've ever given to me. You guys mean more to me than you'll ever know. Every day I'm thankful for each of you working so hard alongside me.
Well, we are too. We are. We have an amazing team. Thank you, Dust. All right, you guys. Well, we're going to get to our testimony, and I apologize because poor Krystel is sitting in her car, and now it's dark, so we can't see her beautiful face. But we can hear her. Can you see your notes okay, Krystel? Okay. So we are going to, you guys, this is Krystel, and she has an amazing testimony to share with you guys tonight. So just bear with her, because she's doing this in her car, and so we just want to listen to her, what it's done for her and her son. I'm going to let her just take it away. Krystel, go for it, sweetheart.
Okay, I think you can see me a little bit now.
We can.
My testimony, I'm going to give you my testimony and also my son's testimony, so hopefully I don't lose you guys. And this spans over the course of 2 years, so I'm going to try to keep it short. Right, so my journey with Plexus started in December of 2014. Jimmy introduced me to it, and I had migraines for a really long time before that, so that was what brought me into it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to keep on the products very long. In March, I found out that I was pregnant, and in May, I got some really bad morning sickness that didn't go away until I had him, so I wasn't able to keep anything down. I did develop preeclampsia while I was pregnant. It was a very scary time. I developed toxemia, and then I was induced on November 24th. The baby stopped moving a lot, so we ended up going to an emergency C-section, and my son was born on Thanksgiving Day of 2015. He was my turkey baby. I like to say that he was a healthy baby, and for the most part he was, but when we went home he had colic and he never went to the bathroom. The only bowel movement that I'm aware of that he had on his own was when I was in labor. So it was a pretty scary time being at home with a newborn. My incision had opened up from the C-section, and I ended up getting 2 very bad infections, and I spent 2 weeks in the hospital afterwards. I was given a lot of antibiotics this whole time, so my gut health was really, really bad. The first 24 hours I was given antibiotics, I was actually breastfeeding the baby still, and I was told that it was okay to breastfeed while given antibiotics. I found out later it's not. Sorry, my light's flickering. Okay, so I finally got out of the hospital. All that was over, but I had a wound vac on, and I had to wear a wound vac for 4 months after I had my son. So it was really difficult to take care of a newborn with a wound vac on. But I did it the best that I could. But he still wasn't pooping, and we had tried to do different home remedies. We tried anything we could to get him going, and it would work for a little bit, and then it would just stop again. And you can't let them stop. I mean, newborns are eating constantly. They need to be letting go too, and it just wasn't happening. So the beginning of January, they put him on Miralax. His pediatrician put him on Miralax, and he was sent to a gastroenterologist, which we started seeing the end of January. The beginning of February, he went through a barium enema. I'm not sure how many of you know what that is, but it's very hard to watch your baby go through that. I think the scariest part was when the barium came out, we could see there was about 20 different blockages inside of his intestines. And I mean, it was just black spots everywhere, and they didn't have answers. We were told that there was a possibility he had this disease called Hirschsprung's disease, and that was the only thing they could think of that was wrong with him. So from there, they did 2 different rectal suction biopsies, which are very painful, and they cannot use any kind of numbing, no kind of pain relief because the babies are too young. So he went through 2 of those with no pain management, and that kind of traumatized him, I want to say, for going to the bathroom. So he started withholding. Sorry, I'm getting lost. Anyways, all of this, with the Miralax, he would go every week. We would start the week being constipated. We would end the week with diarrhea, and we were getting nowhere. It was just a vicious circle that we were going through, and nothing was helping. Nothing was getting better. We went through this for about 2 years. Okay, so while all of this was going on, Mom was really stressed out. Mom was having a hard time. Not being able to help him, I was feeling really helpless. I was feeling really alone. My wound vac finally came off in April, and by then he was having such issues that he had developed GERD by then. And with the constipation and the GERD, when he would get constipated, he would throw up. And he would throw up in his sleep, which meant that if he was sleeping and he threw up and I was sleeping, he was going to suffocate. And that was my biggest fear, was I was not going to have my baby not be alive when I woke up the next morning. So I stopped sleeping. And all of this took a really bad mental toll on me. And it caused problems in my marriage, and just my whole personal life started falling apart. And work roles switched. I ended up having to go back to work, and my husband was home with him. And, you know, the husbands never do as good as mom does. She's always got her way with everything. But dad did the best he could with what he had, and now I'm back where I can stay home again. But during that whole time that I was working, the home life and the marriage and the work was just so much. I was not dealing very well with anything, really. So when the new plexus came out, I got on it. But I didn't start on the vital biome for some reason. I didn't think that one was going to work for me. So I waited a month or two, and then Jimmy finally twisted my arm and got me to try it. So I got on it, and I felt better the first week. I started feeling happy, like just to be happy. I didn't feel like everything was going to go wrong all the time. For the longest time, I had felt like I was waiting for, you know, what's going to happen next? What's the next bad thing that's going to happen? And is it going to be like life-changing? Is it going to be life-ending? You know, we had been through so much in the last 2 years that I didn't know at that point. So it started working, and I started feeling a lot better, and I was doing better at work, and it's been better ever since. I'm still doing good. I haven't gone back, and I'm living my life now. I'm not huddled in my room crying all day, just feeling sorry for myself anymore. Life's getting better for me. So with him now, he was still having those issues. And when the new X Factor kids came out, I don't know why, I never thought to try it for his constipation. It's a kid's vitamin, I guess. So in November, somebody had posted on Dusty's page about a little girl that her mom had tried it, and it was helping her go to the bathroom every day. So I ordered some that day, and when I got it, we put him on it, and it worked. And sorry, I'm gonna.
You're good, Krystel.
Having some technical difficulties here.
You're doing perfect.
Anyways, so I put him on it, and then I'm not sure why my car is blinking. Sorry. So I put him on it, and okay. Oh, we were able to stop the Miralax. Oh, my battery went dead. That's why. So we were able to stop the Miralax and go down to 1 time a week in that first month. In February, he started having some other issues where it was more mental problems, or behavioral problems, not mental. He had this really bad fit that a 2-year-old should not have a fit that bad. And I knew I had just given him the Miralax when it happened, so I knew it was associated with the Miralax. So I went and I started researching. And at this point, I hadn't really researched it. I trusted my doctors. I thought that they wanted what was best for my child, you know, so I listened to what they said all along the way. When I read all this stuff about Miralax and how bad it is, I mean, I was horrified. I could not believe that I had gone this long, given my son this for this long. So at that point, I got a hold of Jimmy and Jeannie, and we worked out a way, and I now give him the BioCleanse 1 to 2 times a week, and he has been completely Miralax free for a month now. And that is completely awesome, because I never thought that day was going to come. He has not been able to have a bowel movement on his own since he was born. And now he's had one every day for the last 30 days. So it amazes me what this has done for him. It just is mind-blowing that I never thought to try it before. It was right there in front of me, and I didn't even know. So thank you, Jeannie. Thank you for telling me and believing in me, because I wouldn't have even thought to try that. And thank you, Dusty, because it was your page where I saw it on. I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for you guys.
That's awesome, Krystel. This is why we do what we do. And if nobody has goosebumps, you're crazy. You're not living right now, because that's just amazing, Krystel. And it was so awesome when Jimmy told me how well it was doing and how he was doing. And we just both thank the good Lord for, it was all in the timing, Krystel. It was all in the timing for you reaching out and saying, we got to do something different. And so that bio cleanse, gosh, you guys, we have products that are amazing. Yes, there's lots of awesomes and amazings, Krystel. I don't know if you can see the comments, but lots and lots of hearts and everything for you tonight. And that was amazing. I'm so thankful you shared your testimony on both you and your son, because it's just one that I just love. Just makes Dusty and I's heart so happy.
Yes. And if your child at all is dealing with any sort of constipation, try it.
Right.
I mean, if it doesn't work for them, you get your money back. But if it works, they get their life back. And like I showed Jeannie the picture of him, what it looks like one day after he misses and his stomach is completely distended, and it's a 3-day ordeal where he can't do anything fun. He's in pain for days. So this literally gave him his life back.
That's right. That's awesome. You're even making husbands cry, Krystel, in some of the comments. So that's pretty cool, because it's absolutely amazing. And it did. My hair is just standing straight up. So I just love, Krystel, you, and I love that you shared this with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to do that. And bless your heart being in your car and doing this. This is what we do, you guys. Anywhere we can do this, doesn't matter where you're at and if it's dark or what it's at. It's sharing these products, these life-changing products. And right there, I hope you guys are just as motivated as me to go find some people that need some help tonight. So, all right. Okay, you guys. Well, thank you, Dusty, again so much. Thank you, Krystel, again. Thank you, all of you guys, for joining us tonight and commenting in hearts, and super fun. Thank you, all of you guys on Zoom tonight. We just love you all, and leave any comments, questions for Dusty. Leave more of them for Krystel and Dusty. All you guys got below the post. All right, guys. Have a good evening. We love you all, and we will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you guys so much.